as the plane landed, it was like these weights would just go from my shoulders. The light looks different here. It was like everything's just sparkling the whole time. And that's before you've had a margarita, you know.
We are live from Ibiza for another edition of Cafe DM with your host, Michelle Reid, and my special guest, Tasha Pyne. How are we, gorgeous?
I'm so good. So good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I have worn a velvet jumper for you, and I have my Christmas cup out for you as well. So we're going to get involved in Christmas today.
You know what? That's so me. I'm so early to do everything Christmas based.
I think this is actually a very perfect time to be talking about Christmas, Tasha. So for people who don't know Tasha, she is based in Ibiza. She's a food mindset coach, and she is on a passionate mission to make sure that women get off the binge diet roller coaster, to make peace with food, fall in love with their beautiful bodies, and of course, live a life that is in total food freedom. Quite a mouthful, but I like it, Tasha.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Yeah, no, that's exactly what I do, and I'm absolutely loving it. More and more every day that I do it.
Yeah, I must say, darling, I've been following you on Instagram for a while, and the stuff that you come out of is it's on point. It's perfect, and it must be speaking to a lot of women right now.
And this is the thing, every single post that I put out, I'm getting so many people just saying that, it's resonating and it's meaning something to them. And it's just, these foodie issues are so common for so many people, including myself. It's my own relationship, my own journey with a terrible relationship with food that led me to do what I do now.
Yeah.
And I'm just so passionate to help as many women as I can get to the point that I am at now.
It comes across, Tash. So I think it comes across as very authentic. And I thank you very much for being guest 27 on Cafe DM.
Is that what I am? Guest 27?
Guest 27. Can you believe it? Over 6 months since it was the end of lockdown, mid-lockdown, end of lockdown. It was only going to be for a month. Wow. We're going into 6 months now.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, it's incredible. So I'd like to ask Tash, as I ask all my guests on Cafe DM, what's brewing? What is in your cup this morning?
Oh, what do you think?
Okay, what kind of coffee?
Coffee. It is coffee, but I am committing a heavy sin. It's instant coffee.
Oh, good God.
I know. I'm like cringing to myself, but honestly, I am an instant coffee girl when I'm at home.
That's okay. That's totally fine. We had Dan Cater, who's an instant coffee man. We also had Neil Commando Fit, who I think was an instant coffee man as well. So it's okay. What I would suggest, in fact, I would love to give you some of them, is there's a brand called Four Sigmatic, and they make a mushroom coffee. So it's an instant coffee, but has mushrooms in it. So not the magic kind, but the medicinal kind. That might be something of interest for you to try.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, do you know what? I am quite, even though it's, instant coffee, I am quite fussy which instant coffee.
Of course.
It's actually, what's the brand? It's a Spanish brand actually, but it's one of the ones that's got it gets that little frothy bit on top.
Oh, the crema. That's what we call the crema.
Yes, love that.
Like it. So do you drink a lot of coffee though? Like at home, or are you more out coffee?
I used to drink a hell of a lot. Yeah. And I absolutely love coffee. Like the smell, the ritual of making it, having a coffee with friends, I freaking love it.
Yeah.
But I am aware that, 10 cups a day is probably not the best. So I try to limit it down to 2. One some days. Like my coffee in the morning is an absolutely non-negotiable. That just, I can't. I'm never giving it up ever. But I try to curb it at 2.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. I hear you. I know, definitely. That's again, Cafe DM board on a lockdown when all we could really enjoy was our coffee every morning.
Yes. But also, I think when you do limit it, I definitely do enjoy the cups then that I do have more mindfully, and more, it feels nicer when you keep it as a treat.
Cool. Awesome. I love it. So if you were to go for a coffee anywhere on the island, where would you go for a coffee, Tash?
Okay, I've got my 2 faves.
Okay.
Mecca coffee. Okay.
just local as well for you, right? In Sanchilalia?
Yeah, I love the fact that it's a local brand. The coffee is amazing. It's just so lovely. The guys that work there are just lovely people. And also Granarium. I do love it.
Yeah. Cool.
And the food of Granarium as well is incredible.
They're great little places, aren't they? We're very fortunate in Sanchilalia.
I know. I just love this place so much.
Cool. Awesome. I like it. Very clear. So when you're at home, it's an instant, but you have a specific brand that you drink. And then when you're out, you'd like to go to Meke. So hello to the Meke guys, and to Marco, who's our barista at Meke, and to Granarium. Granarium. I can never get
Yeah.
Cool. Likewise. So cool. I'll see you there one day for sure. We'll have our real coffee together soon. I'm sure.
Yes.
Awesome. All right, Tash. So from coffee, I would love for you to spill the beans or the granulars in this instance.
Okay.
I would really like to know your origin story, how you got into nutrition and how you got into this mindful eating, because I don't know it. So can you enlighten us, please?
Yeah, definitely. So my background was in the performing arts industry. I was a model, a dancer, singer, grew up in that whole world. And it's a very glitz, glamour, sequins, feathers lifestyle. Mm-hmm. But with that job, there are pressures. You have to look a certain way. Your body has to be a certain shape. And as a young girl going through that, I managed to get myself into a bit of a difficult place. My relationship with my body became very toxic. And as a result of that, the knock-on effect was a very toxic relationship with food as well. And I developed sort of some disordered eating patterns, which was, as I say, quite a dark place. But as coming out of that and my journey towards finding freedom in my body and freedom with food again, I developed this undying love for nutrition and wellness. And then further along the line, I wanted to help other people get from the place that I was to the place that I am now. And so yeah, it's really my own journey with this stuff that has led me to do what I do.
Cool. Exciting. Very exciting. And that also led you on a journey, I think, of intense studying, didn't it?
It did, yes, of nutritional therapy. Mm-hmm. I also trained as a life coach, which is now mindset coaching. And so I've kind of fused the two of food mindset coaching. I was lucky enough to train as a coach with my best friend, Lydia Kimmerling, who trains people to become coaches. And if anyone out there is wanting to become a coach of any kind, I can't recommend the training enough. Just incredible. Yeah.
Cool. How long was her course? Because I know she's looking for new people, some new students coming up soon, I think, right?
Yeah, the course is a year. And but even after that year, it's in the business side. She'll support you and all of that as well. But just honestly, the personal growth that you do on a course like that, and particularly on Lydia's course, is just that in itself would be enough of a reason to do the course. And then at the end, it's like, oh, I'm qualified as well. So yeah, just brilliant.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah. I think I was having a little giggle with a woman in the sea yesterday about the fact that we have Ibiza is full of coaches. So, you're either a coach, you're either a PT, as I am, a DJ, as my partner is, a chef, as my best friend. It's just funny. We have some incredible people on this island, and we all have a very similar mindset. So the same sort of thing, but in our different way, which is exciting.
Totally. And I think because we all have our little trades, and we all kind of trade with each other, don't we? Like my mum does beauty therapy, and she's like, she'll have someone come and she'll give them a head massage or a spray tan, and then they'll stick around and they'll do a service for her. And it's like, it's all amazing. We all just help each other out, and it
really is amazing. And I mean, even us in our, what we're doing with Anna Herod, supercharging our sexuality. Hello to her.
Yeah.
I feel like that's incredible as well.
Yeah, it's kind of as a result of that we've become close as well, isn't it? Because I think we knew each other from the island for a while, but only really to say hello to. And then we both ended up on this Supercharge Your Sensuality course with Anne Harris.
You know who it was that introduced us was Lou Nevitt, who probably is not watching this and probably won't watch it back, but we'll say hello to her anyway.
Yeah. I think we've literally just shouted out everyone on the island, haven't we?
No, we'd be here for days if we were going to do that. Cool. But which is where we're going to go anyway, because I want you to rekindle your first time in Ibiza, Tash. So can you remember the first time you came to the island and fell in love with the magical island that is Ibiza?
I mean, I think the first time in Ibiza, probably the less said about that trip, the better. I mean, that was long before. Do you know what? It's really interesting, actually, because my first time in Ibiza, I'd come on a party holiday. I think I was 19. I'd come with a group of friends, including my sister, and we came and we partied hard for 10 days straight. And don't get me wrong, it was amazing, but it's really interesting to look back at that because I had no idea then what Ibiza was about, you know. It's almost like, when I think about that holiday, it seems like a different island altogether. And now that I live here, so I think when I really actually fell in love with the island was when my parents live here as well. So my parents had moved here. I was living in London, which is obviously busy, stressful, you know, you're on the tube every day. And I would come out and stay with my parents. And I remember it was as the plane landed, it was like these weights would just go from my shoulders. That the light looks different here. It was like everything's just sparkling the whole time. And that's before you've had a margarita, you know.
that literally just gave me the shivers. That description of Ibiza, and we all feel the same way when we come to Ibiza.
Yeah,
it's true. Yeah, that was beautiful. Really nice. Feel it in my heart, Tash.
No.
Cool. And then to eventually moving here, how did that happen?
Yeah. So as I said, I was living in London. My parents were here. I was coming to and froing between, and then I think it just got like, you know, the trips here would become longer. My visits back home to London would become shorter. And I was just very aware that every time I came here, it was like another layer was stripped away and I was becoming more me. It just felt like home. And then I would meet people, you know, like people like you and people like my friends on this island. And it was like, my God, you people are all like magical. I believe that everyone on Ibiza has got this certain magical quality, and I can't yet put a word to it or find a way to describe it, but it's just this quality that I find everyone that lives in Ibiza has. It's almost like the kind of slightly a misfit, but just pure magic. Yeah. You know, does that make sense? Beautiful misfits, magical misfits.
I like we could go with like the magical mavericks.
Oh yes, I love that.
It's true. It's beautiful. I love it. And I love your passion for it as well. It really comes across, even on Zoom.
Yeah, it's good. With passion coming through the screen.
Which is great. So so clear on origin, clear on the passion and the love for Ibiza. And then that's coming through to me already about your business. And so your purpose in Ibiza, you probably didn't know what it was when you originally arrived, but it's very clear to you now, I would imagine. So you want to tell us a little bit about your business and kind of like, who do you help, Tasha? Who are the people that are coming to you right now?
Okay, so I help anybody who wants to improve their relationship with food. So that might look like they are constantly hopping from fad diet to fad diet to fad diet. You know, they are, because of these restrictive diets, they're then experiencing loss of control around food. So they then get themselves into this cycle of binge and restrict. That could be one example. Maybe they are someone who just believes that they are not worthy unless they are a certain body size. You know, that's really common. And it's like, you know, so many times I've had a client come to me and they say, I want to lose weight. I'm like, okay, why? And then because I want to be happy, because I want to be confident, because I want my boyfriend to love me more. They say all these things and I'm like, we can focus on weight loss if that's the goal for you, but you can have all those things right now. Even if you're not in a body that is not exactly where you want to be, you know. So it's helping people to understand that food does not control your life, and it doesn't have to control your life. You know, if you are in a place right now where you're missing out on social occasions, you are not enjoying going out for dinner with your friends because the anxiety of food is too overwhelming, you know, maybe it's time to look at that. I mean, I was certainly in a place where the anxiety about food and calories and what diet I was on and all this stuff was my whole life. And it was just this draining place, and it just doesn't have to be that way. So I help people see the light from that place.
Cool. Excellent. Very clear. And what kind of help do you provide? I know you've given us a couple examples here, but overarching, what kind of a coach and what's your kind of coaching philosophy?
My coaching philosophy? I think just that, we all deserve to live in food freedom, and to not feel controlled by food, not be what's the word I'm looking for? Not basing our worth and our value on our body size, or so I'd say that's the kind of philosophy behind what I do. But I run one-to-one programs, so I coach people one-to-one, generally in 8-week programs, and during that time we work very, very closely. I know when I was going through this stuff, one coaching session a week when I was in the thick of it was definitely not enough. So the way I work my coaching programs is we have one session a week, but we also have continual support. I will speak to my clients every day. We have constant WhatsApp messages going. They're messaging me what food they're eating, because it's that constant feeling of support and accountability that I think really drives you to where you want to get to. And then so that's the private coaching programs, and then I also run group coaching programs as well.
Cool, which we will get into in a few minutes. Awesome. Cool. Yeah. So let's say somebody does, this is going to resonate with a lot of people right now. I imagine, are you finding since for 2020 and, everything that's going on in the world, the shitstorm is what I call it, are people becoming more fearful about food? I guess I'm answering my own question, because of course people are not getting as much exercise as they want or walking as much as they want. So this must be a big year for you in your business.
Yeah.
A lot of people that you're helping.
Definitely. Completely. You just said it perfect. I couldn't really have said it better myself. There's two main reasons I think that why the current situation is affecting people. I think one, we're in our homes a lot more. So if food is an issue for you, it's almost like there's no escaping it. Maybe you can't, if you're in the UK, maybe you can't get out right now, and maybe that was your coping mechanism before. And secondly, a lot of people use food as a kind of a bit of an emotional crutch. So when there's anything that's difficult to manage with, right now the current situation is bringing up a lot of difficult emotions. So inevitably people are then seeking out those toxic behaviors as a coping strategy more, if that makes sense. But it's also a really, really good time to tackle a problem like this, because a dark time, a more difficult time, can be also a humongous time for growth. So yeah, if you are somebody that wants to change a certain habit or behavior in any field, not just food, now is a great time.
Absolutely. I totally agree. And we're going to have a chat with somebody next week about the UK lockdown as well. And it's mind-boggling when we think, when we really look at the micro level of everything that's going on in the world right now. And yeah, I can imagine that, food would definitely be a coping mechanism for a lot of people. So do you help people develop healthy habits around food? And do you also look at the stress management, the sleep cycles, that sort of thing? Or is it, again, mainly just about food, Tash?
100%, because do you know what? When one thing is off kilter, our whole life feels out of control. So, someone might come to me and it might be predominantly their food that is out of whack. But if we're not looking at their sleep patterns, their stress levels, their relationships, we might not get anywhere, because it could be one of those things that is a huge factor in why they're experiencing these behaviors. So we look at the whole picture. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Likewise for my nutrition and fitness business as well. It is definitely the 360 approach, isn't it? Because if somebody's reaching for food for, whatever emotion it happens to be, then yeah, there's generally something else going on, isn't there?
Totally. And there is always a reason. I think for so many of us, we kind of accept a certain behavior or a negative pattern as just like, oh, it's just me, oh, I can't be trusted around this food, or oh, I just haven't got any willpower, as I want to hear all the time. But actually there will always be a reason. I had a client recently, and she was she was getting to the mid-afternoon and she was having these crazy binges, and she just didn't understand why. And then she just dropped in a few weeks down the line that she was doing these like insane workouts, but she hadn't eaten anything before, and she has her dinner at like 6 p.m. So I was like, hang on, so you're doing this workout basically on zero fuel. So for her, that was actually the factor that was causing these binges. So we really have to look at the whole picture to see why is this happening.
I knew you were going to say that it was going to be tied to around exercise or what, like intermittent fasting, which is is not necessarily always fantastic for women, is it, with our hormones? So it's
I was just going to say, I think the most important thing with anything, and you will agree with this, with nutrition and exercise, is that no two bodies are the same. Like, I know personally, if I try to reduce my carbohydrates, or if I try to do intermittent fasting, it's just not going to work for me. My hormones are out of whack. But that might work for some people. So it's about really personalizing the approach. And that's why I always tell people to tread really carefully when they're trying to follow, a diet plan that has not been written specifically for them, because it's not a one size fits all. A certain set of food rules doesn't know whether you have exercise that day, whether you're due on your period and need more iron that week. It doesn't know. So we really have to personalize it.
I love it. I love it. And I'm really pleased you decided to come on and share that bit of knowledge, because I 100% agree with you. And this sort of quick fix thing that's out there right now about like these, like, whatever it is, it's like, no, this is a long-term life strategy that you need to follow if you want to be healthy for life. It's not just for Christmas but we'll get on to that. For life.
I always say, this is a diet is not like shouldn't be a beginning and end. You're creating a lifestyle. So if you're doing any of these, I've had people come in on like the spinach diet, the cabbage soup diet, like all these ones, and I'm just like, that's not maintainable, and it's certainly not going to bring you happiness. It might make you drop some weight because you're essentially starving yourself, but you're just going to put it on like 3 times as much as soon as you eat normally. So
you're very clear and 100% in agreement with everything you're saying. So on that one, I do want to talk about next month.
Yes, so excited.
Oh God, it's going to be a totally different Christmas than any of us have ever experienced in our entire life.
Yeah.
So please talk us through, Tash, your Peaceful Eating at Christmas package that I believe you're launching beginning of next month. I would love to know more about that.
Yeah, December the 1st. So the thought process behind this program was that for anyone who experiences negative food patterns, food anxiety, binge eating, on off the diet, off the diet, any kind of instability around food, Christmas time can be really challenging. Whether you are someone that's in the thick of your issues, or whether you're someone that has experienced issues previously and is trying to keep yourself balanced and on track. So this program is designed to support you every single day through December. It's a 31-day support program. It's group coaching. And it basically is going to just help you to feel completely balanced and relaxed and centered and on track over Christmas. You should be able to go to these events, Christmas events with your family, and enjoy a treat without the fear that it's going to turn into a binge, or that, you should be able to go out to these Christmas dinners without secretly Googling the calories under the table, And so, this program, it's like I say, it's a group coaching program. So there's going to be a group of us. I've kept the price really, really low.
Very, very reasonable.
Yeah.
So reasonable. For 31 days of support with you, like really, really reasonable.
Oh, thank you.
Investment in health for sure. Very.
Yeah, well, I've got an early bird price on at the moment of $99, but I'm also giving the watchers of the Cafe DM show their own discount code for a further 30% off. Wow. So, yeah.
Very, very kind and generous.
No, thank you. So it's Cafe 30. And we will put the link, or maybe I'll give the link to you for the sign up link, and then the discount code as well. But yeah, I hope to see lots of you there. We're going to be learning just completely how to rewire and re-educate your brain. We're going to be doing mindfulness, mindful eating, little brain hacks that are going to last your lifetime, not just Christmas.
Well, I might sign up myself.
I'd love to see your face there. That's the thing, you know what? Even if you're someone that doesn't necessarily struggle with this stuff, we can all be more mindful. We can all always be more healthy. We can all always be more peaceful and centered. And yeah,
perfect. Awesome. Very clear. I'm very supportive. Now, what I would love to, because we're coming up to our time, which always happens with Cafe DM, especially when we've had a coffee. So by the half an hour mark, the caffeine is coursing through our brains.
Yeah.
I would love for you to share, Tash, one or two of your stress management strategies around food. So kind of some coping things that people can take away right now if they're starting to feel this sort of like anxiety towards food. What would those be for you?
Okay, so the first thing that I always tell my clients is if you find that you're reaching for food in a stressful way and you're using it as a stress coping strategy, it's generally going to be very quick, it's going to be frantic, it's going to be mindless. So the first thing I would say, before you eat something, make sure you just have a little check-in with yourself. Are you sat down? Is that food on a plate? And can you take 3 slow, deep breaths before you enjoy that food? If yes, then go ahead. If no, then maybe you need to just bring your stress down a little bit just to make sure that you're not eating in response to that stress.
I like it.
That would be the first one. And I think the second one would just be doing as many things that as you can to keep you in your body and present in your body. Because when we're present and we're connected to ourselves, we don't do these toxic behaviors. It's only when we're disconnected. So things like meditation, things like yoga, journaling, all of those practices, make a conscious effort to make time for those things, whether it's in the morning, whether it's before bed, or maybe spread a few throughout the day. But yeah, just keeping you present and connected.
Okay, awesome. I like it. So again, those are easy. They're free. They don't even require, jumping on a Zoom call or anything. So it's just something for people to be mindful of for sure. So awesome. Yeah. I like it. So very, very clear. Now, if anybody wants to know more, has any questions for you, Tash, or wants to start following you on any Instagram, how can they find you?
So on Instagram, I am MIND.FOOD.PEACE, which is mind.food.peace. And the link to my Christmas program is in my bio there. Or you can also head straight to my website, which is mindfoodpeace.com.
Yeah, it's a beautiful website.
Yes, I'm very happy with it.
Some beautiful photos.
In fact, I will just shout out who did my website. It's Laura White, who is also on the island, and I cannot recommend her services enough. She's just been incredible. So if you do need any website or anything like that done, then give her a shout.
Awesome. So what I'll do is I'll put her description in the box below as well. And anything that you want to share, I'll take all of that from you as well after. So awesome. I really appreciate it, Tasha. I'm very grateful for you coming on the Cafe DM show, sharing your value and your purpose, and just for being you, authentically you. It's important in a sea of fakery nowadays. It's important to be authentically you. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
And just a quick mention of next week. So the 18th of November, we will have a guest on who's going to come in and probably give us about 5 different ways that you can manage stress, sleep, fitness, and nutrition during this current lockdown that the UK is experiencing, or if we, heaven forbid, go back into another lockdown in Spain. So new guest next week at 10 o'clock, same time. And before we wrap up for today, I just want to make a mention. I want to shout out my mom, a veteran on the military, who the reason why is because it's November 11th. And so it's Remembrance Day. And as a Canadian and part of the Commonwealth, it's when we remember the fallen soldiers. So my grandfather up in heaven, and I'm sure Tash probably has some people in her life as well. And just want to say that lest we forget and we remember you. So, and again, being mindful and grateful today is really important for us. So Thank you, Tasha. I really appreciate it. And we will see you for a real coffee very, very soon. And I will see you this evening.
Yes, we will. I can't wait.
Continue to supercharge our sexuality with our unheard as well. So thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Mwah. Sending you lots of love. Thank you for having me, darling.
Signing out from another edition of Cafe DM. We will see everybody next week. Adios.